Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of the
Latin
In
voices.
voices.
I'm just kidding. Um, Happy and blessed Thursday to everyone, and happy and blessed Friday for those who are on Friday. So let's find out what is our topic for today.
So our topic for today is why consistency often matter more than motivation.
Yes, thank you, Jesse. So that's our topic for today. But before we dive into our topic, let us introduce ourselves. So, hi everyone. My name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but currently reside in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor.
Hi everyone, my name is Yesenia, but everyone knows me as Jessie. I'm a nurse by profession. I live here in Ontario, Canada, but I'm originally from Cuba. I have my business online and I'm a mentor at the same time.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isabel. I am originally from Mexico, now residing in North Carolina. I am a wife, a mother, a grandmother, a proud digital business owner, and a mentor.
Okay, so let's dive into our topic for today.
Okay, so today we'll be talking about why consistency often matters more than motivation.
Yes, thank you, Isabel. So that's what we're going to be talking today. So welcome back to another episode of the Latin Voices. So today's topic is something that everyone experience, once, everyone experienced, and that is motivation. Okay, so there will be days when we are wake up so excited to do something and ready to take the world, but there's gonna be other days where we don't feel like doing much at all. Okay, but the question here is, what keeps us moving when motivation disappears? And that answer is often consistency. So that's what we're going to be discussing today. And for that, we're gonna have three reasons why consistency often matters more than motivation. So let's find out what are those 3 points.
Okay, so today's points are number one, motivation is start the journey, but consistency keep it going. And number two, a small daily actions create a lasting results. And the last point today is consistency build confidence and character. So stay with us and let's dig in.
Thank you, JC. So that's what were we gonna talk today? On my tongue today. So let's dive in with the first point.
Okay, so point number one, motivation starts the journey, but consistency keeps it going. When I first decided I wanted a different future for my family, I was full of motivation. I was excited, I was hopeful, and I was ready to change my life. But I quickly realized something: motivation doesn't show up every single day. There were days when I was tired, days when I questioned myself, days when balancing motherhood, family responsibilities, and learning something completely new felt overwhelming to me. As an immigrant, a mom, and someone who had spent over 20 years working in a traditional job, I knew when I felt like to keep going, putting my own dreams on hold. I remember the day it hit me, the day my oldest daughter was getting ready to leave for college, and I couldn't get those missed moments back. The pandemic changed everything for me, and I made a difficult decision to leave my job so I could be home with my children. And that decision wasn't sustained by motivation alone, it was sustained by commitment. I kept learning, I kept showing up, and I kept taking small steps, even on the days I didn't feel confident or inspired. And that's when I discovered that success isn't built on a perfect day, it's built on consistent ones. So, motivation may get you started, but consistency is what carries you through the days when motivation is nowhere to be found. And today I want to leave you with this question: What is one of the smallest habits you have or you can commit to today that your future self will thank you for in the next year or so? Thank you.
Thank you, Isabel. So yeah, so Isabel just talked about motivation starts the journey, but consistency is what keeps it going. Just as Isabel shared her journey, another example of that is, motivation. We always have the excitement. For example, let's talk about the Latin culture. Buying groceries, but the consistency is actually when we start cooking that dinner every night. That's what it makes it. The consistency, because it's not what you buy once, but it's what you do every day that keeps you going to keep doing it. So Isabel also added, um, don't build your future based on your feelings. Build daily habits that keep you moving forward, even on the hard days. So there you go. Okay, so now let's move on to the second point. So small daily actions create lasting results. You know, Many people think that success comes from one big breakthrough, but the reality is different. It's usually built one day at a time. Okay, so like we are topic, small uh, action steps that we do is what matters. So, for example, we could be like reading few pages, or learning a new skill, or making one new connection, or simply, by showing up when you don't feel like it. But it might seem all these things might seem, insignificant, but when you put them together and you keep doing it over time, those actions add up. Okay, it's what we call, the compound. So I've seen this on my own life. Like after more than 25 years in the film industry, I started learning something completely new from what I was doing. I didn't master everything overnight. I have to do it, day by day. So I grew up, I went, attending the trainings, and that's how I grew. I also learned one lesson at a time. And I also, started creating content consistently. And those, by taking those small daily steps, that's what helped me, to be consistent. So looking back to those little actions became the foundation that I have today. So, or where I am today. So the same principle applies to all of us. Lasting results rarely come from doing something extraordinary once, but instead they come from doing the ordinary consistently. So the message for you guys are, never underestimate the power of showing up every day, because those small actions that you do consistently today become those lasting results that you will enjoy tomorrow. So there you go. So that's for that point. So now let's move on to the next one.
So the third point today is consistency, build confidence and character. So every promise we keep to ourselves build our confidence. Consistency strengthens our discipline. So discipline shape our character, and the character influence our decision. So the person we become is often the results of the habit we practice every day, something that we do daily. So confidence grow through actions, no waiting. The life you want is often built through the habits you choose. So consistency transform a small action into lasting personal growth. Um, and the truth is that motivation comes and go. Correct. Some days we feel excited and we are ready to take the world, and other days we don't feel like doing too much. If we only act when we're motivated, we'll never reach our full potential. We never reach our goals. So but consistency, that's different, because consistency means you show up even when you don't feel like it. It means keeping those promises that you make to yourself. And every time that we do that, we're building something incredible, valuable, and that is our confidence. Why? What is this? Because confidence doesn't come from from wishing or waiting for something. Confidence comes from from proving, to ourselves that we can be truthful, and we can follow through something. At the same time, consistency shape our character, because it develop our discipline, develop our resilience, develop our integrity and our perseverance, and that equal that the that's our qualities, that help us to succeed in any part of our life and any part of our time on air. You build it every time, so people may notice your results, but those results are built on the habits that no one see. So don't wait for motivation, and just show up, build a routine, stay committed and keep taking small steps forward what you want, because every consistent action it help you to become the person you meant to be. So remember, success isn't about being perfect, it's about being consistent. So that's what I have for you guys, and I hope so you like it.
Thank you, Jesse. So yeah, Jesse talk about consistency builds confidence and character. And Jessie shared a little bit of her story and what those examples are. Another example, too, related to us, the Latinos, we moved to a new country, right? We kind of learn a little bit about the recipe of our moms, but we don't know very much. So, but we try to do it. So at first, when we try, it's a little bit messy, but after every time that we keep trying it, we become confident. And before we learn, um, we made the recipe really good that people are starting asking, how do you do that, So that's how you start building that confidence and character. So same thing. Jesse also added to this point, every consistent action is helping you become the person you're meant to be. There you go. Okay, so now let's find out what is our key takeaway for this topic.
Today's conversation reminds us that we don't need to feel motivated every single day to continue growing. We simply need to remain committed. One habit, one lesson, one conversation, one decision at a time. And remember, motivation may change, may come and go, but consistency continues building your future every single day. So keep showing up, keep learning, and keep growing, because extraordinary results are often created by ordinary actions repeated consistently.
Thank you, Isabel. Yes, so that's our key takeaway for this topic. And now let's find out a reflective question for our audience.
All right, so we want you to reflect on this question. What is one small habit you can stay consistent with this week? Even on the days you don't feel motivated, ask yourself, because sometimes that one habit becomes the foundation for extraordinary growth.
Thank you so much, Jesse. So that's our reflective question for the audience. And we have arrived to the end of our life. So we hope so that you learn why consistency often matters more than motivation. Remember, motivation may inspire you to begin, but it's the consistency, the small actions you choose to repeat every day that builds that confidence, that shape your character, and also creates that extraordinary future that you're working so hard for. So let's find out what is our topic for next Thursday. Yes.
Okay, so next Thursday we will be back in Latin Voices with this new topic: why a growth mindset opens doors to new possibilities.
Yes. Thank you, Isabel. Yes. So that's our topic for next Thursday. Will be a conversation about lifelong learnings, resilience, adaptability, and how closing to grow can change the direction of your futures. So that's it for today. So we have arrived to the end of our lives. We want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Thursday for those who are on Thursday, and a happy and blessed Friday for those who are on Friday, and a happy and blessed weekend ahead for everyone. So thank you again for everyone that has watched the live with us today. For those catching the replay, thank you so much. And to our followers, thank you so much for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. So we'll see you again on our next episode of the
Latin
Latin
voice.
voices.
Thank
Adiós,
you,
mi gente.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.